Hello and welcome, partners, to the Possibility Partners Show. I'm your host, Ande Lyons, your Chief Possibility Officer, and I love sharing andelicious advice with entrepreneurial adventurers. And these are conversations with seasoned entrepreneurs, all sharing their best tips, tools, and advice to help you and your business thrive and succeed. And some shows, we're talking about tactics, SEO, marketing, branding, all those important things for our business, products, etc. And other shows, we're talking about the inner work that we constantly need to do as entrepreneurs so that we have the right mindset and heart set for our business. And today, we're definitely focusing on the inner work. I call it a conversation at the corner of Main Street and Inspirational Way. Now, I love staying connected with all of you, so I hope that you'll go ahead and follow me here on Blab and connect with me all over social media. I'm an equal social media opportunity goddess, but my favorite, as everybody knows, is Twitter. And you can find me at Ande Lyons on Twitter. And if you'd like to continue watching more shows from the Possibility Partners show or prior shows, I have like dozens of amazing content-rich shows waiting on my YouTube channel, and it's called Andelicious Advice. And I am very grateful to all of you who subscribe while you're there. Thank you, thank you. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a free meditation available on my website at andelyons.com, and it's an early morning meditation specifically for entrepreneurs. And it's to help you get a great start in the day. It's only 5 minutes long, and it takes you right into being tuned in and turned on for your day, but also focusing on what you need to accomplish. So I hope you hop on over to andelyons.com and grab that free meditation. In the meantime, I'm just going to say a quick mwah, 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 and hello, live viewers. We have so many great people here today. Hi, Chef Michael. Hi, Susie. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Linda. Oh my gosh, it goes on. The list goes on. Thank you so much for taking time out today, for tuning in and waving to those who are in the outskirts, so to speak. Richard O, Eva, and other wonderful people. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I'm sending out big hugs to you replay viewers. Thank you for tuning in later at your convenience, whether you're listening or watching. Please know heartfelt gratitude to you for joining us post the show on the replay. Thank you. So today it is my sincere honor. You can see my gorgeous, beautiful guest right beside me here. I have known this beautiful soul for 4.5 years. I met her online, probably on Twitter, and we became friends so quickly. I love how she is in the world, how she bees in the world. I don't know if that's a word, but her being. And we connected deeply on many levels. And it's been an honor to watch her unfold and bring to all of us this amazing, extraordinary book that she has recently published and launched. And it's called Change Your Life, Change Your Movie, Change Your Movie, Change Your Life. Please join me in welcoming the oh so divinely delicious Debra Oakland. Hello, Debra.
Hello, Ande. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here. I have to say, we need to give props to Ande. Ande is one of my favorite entrepreneurs, inspirational goddesses who brings the most fabulous guests to Possibility Partners.
Thank you.
And I am honored to be here, included in this wonderful list of guests that you have, because life is full of possibilities. Just being alive makes us entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing that. It's been an interesting journey as we've unfolded. You launched your book last month. We had a book launch party for you here on Blab. And of course, it crashed that day. So we had no recording for it, but it was such a powerful experience. I wasn't surprised that the whole thing just kept crashing. But, now we're here and we're ready to dive in and go even deeper into the purpose of your book and some of the experiences that you've had as you've given birth to this extraordinary process that you bring us. But first, before we dive into that, you have had your own entrepreneurial experiences. And for those viewers, I have lots of business owners who watch the show. I would love for you to share with them, Debra, some of the, where you dipped your toe into the moving and shaking of running your own business.
Oh, wow. My first big business, I was in the beauty business. I was a hairdresser. And I had a big salon here locally. It was very popular, right? TV commercials. It was amazing. We had one of the most beautiful salons to this day I have still ever seen. And we had about 40 to 50 people working there at any one time. It was an amazing experience. It was a great learning experience. And it taught me to move through fear. It taught me a great deal about fear and what barriers you can push through when you think you can't do it. Mm-hmm. And it was a very pivotal time in my life when my son was still here with us and I was pregnant and lost the baby while I was at the salon. It all happened and went into labor and found out we lost her. It was a big learning experience because I had partners and things didn't go so well. So we had to shut it down.
Yeah. And that,
that.
Yeah.
But I loved the people I worked with, my clients. I mean, I loved it. It was just not working out financially because of some things that we weren't aware of and we weren't doing properly.
Right. And, that's an important thing to remember. And I love to remind, that's why I call us entrepreneurial adventurers. I mean, from the guy who owns Uber and Airbnb to so many other not so well-known entrepreneurs, you go in and out of businesses. I mean, you feel compelled and called to try a product, a service, bring it to market. It could have a really great run. And then in your case, the partners all, just the timing becomes a problem. Things happen in life and it's no longer fit for you and your life. And of course, that's another great message, right? Is that your business has to work for you, not you for your business. Okay.
Yes. And when you're not vibrating to the people that work for you or your partners any longer, it's time for things to shift. And I don't think of it as a failure. I think it is one of the biggest learning lessons of my life.
Right.
Very powerful.
I think our mutual friend Blair Glazer calls it the best personal development program out there now is having your own business. But really, you can have many, and you learn something from each one. You add value to the world from each one. Mm-hmm. You can have huge successful outcomes. You can lose all your money, whatever. It's okay. Get up and keep moving forward. And
exactly.
And that brings us, of course, to your delicious book that you created. And this came to you how, Debra? Where were you when you were called to write this book and become an author?
After I had gone through a lot of loss, I started another business in the fashion business. That was fun, but not lucrative. So out I went. Cut your losses. It's like, nope, this isn't working either. What do I really want to do? I tried photography. I tried all these things, and nothing was lighting the fire in my soul. Mm-hmm. And after all the loss and grieving, I realized I wanted to write. I needed to write. I had things to say. And I wasn't sure people wanted to hear what I had to say, or they would listen to me because of those insecurities. And then I said, no, you know what? I do have things to say, and if people don't want to listen, that's okay, but I need to say it. I've got nothing to lose anymore. I've lost a good amount of my family members, both my children, my brothers, my dad. I don't care. I'm sticking my foot out. I'm going to step outside my comfort zone, and I will do this. So I started writing. I wrote for my blog. I wrote an ebook called Living in Courage, which is free on my website. It's all about how we label people, how we label ourselves and the different hats we wear. And it's a free ebook if you care to look it over. And then I was like, I've got to start writing. So I started blogging. And then all of a sudden, in meditation and in sacred space, I was told, you're going to write. You're going to write. You're going to write this book. So I started writing very timidly, very like, oh, this is scary. This is a book. And I'm thinking, nobody can see me. Nobody knows what I'm doing. Like this morning, I was in the shower thinking about, I was doing a whole show with you in the shower, and I was totally Tony Robbins. I was Tony Robbins in the shower this morning, but not as tall, and a girl, missing a few other key points as well. But I knew I had to write, and so this book evolved. Twice I thought I had it ready to publish, and I was told in meditation, nope, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. The name of the book is Change Your Movie, Change Your Life. And I'm like, are you kidding? What? This book's not about the movies. And it was like, well, it is now. So I'm like, okay, at least I listen and I pay attention and I go in deeply in meditation and I trust what comes through, that divine mind, which is me. Mm-hmm. And that when I ground myself into the earth and the mother and the divine and it all mixes and merges and percolates together and just starts feeding you information. And
I love that. And I love how you brought up something I think is very important for a lot of people, for anything, let alone writing. Like, am I a writer? What am I going to say? Will anybody care? But, you're not going to know, right? Until you try. And as you just heard Debra so candidly and vulnerably admit, she was very nervous and very fearful about doing it. And so what did you do? I mean, I know you meditated and you really listened to the whispers, to the guidance that you received, but seriously, how did you dive in and get the courage? Was it because you'd already built that muscle up over the years? Or?
My courage muscle's been it's strong. Every time I lost someone in my family, it grew stronger. And I just became fearless in regards to writing. I thought, I am just going to do this. We all have a voice. And I think that our voices need to be heard and our stories need to be heard because there's people out there that need to hear what you have to say. It's important to them. They can relate and say, I'm not alone. Someone else shares my story. Someone else understands. And if they made it, I can make it too. So I just began writing and talking about courage and how I got through it. And when I started writing my book, I knew it needed to be not about me, not about the loss. It needed to be about the 7 foundations that I built my life on that supported me during that loss. Yeah. I always say if you have a belief system and it doesn't work for you or pull you through during very challenging, rough times, during tragedy, get a new one. And I had one that worked.
Wow.
So I wrote a book about it.
Wow. And this whole reel, I mean, it's the subtitle to Debra's book, which I'll just pull down right here, as you can see, Change Your Life. It's 7 real concepts for courageous change. And you can see how cleverly you used the reel there. I love it. And so, how did that come? I mean, it was just such a great idea and tying into the whole metaphor. Oh my gosh.
I swear the angels, they speak to me as clearly as we're speaking. And they said, change your movie, change your life. It's the name of the book. It's going to be about seven concepts. I'm like, what?
What concepts?
What concepts? You have 7 concepts you live by. Dig in and find them.
Oh, man. I mean, I probably would have been knocked to have a bowl of popcorn and watch some movie. I probably would have said, 7 reels, so what? I'm not looking.
They put me to work.
But you probably felt like pushed, compelled, like you try to go over and do something else?
Well, the angels love it. They can't help you unless you ask, and they love you to put them to work. So I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need some help. So you better get your little butts in gear and start helping me. And they did. And every step of the way, everything with this book pulled together beautifully and just morphed. And the right people showed up at the right time. It was, I could write a book on just that alone. It was so magical.
Wow. And, when we had Jaden Sterling on in January, he talked about his professional team from the spirit world, meaning that you've got to understand that when you really get focused and you really do want to bring something to the world that's meaningful to you and to others, that you do have a team ready to work with you. And that's an unusual concept for a lot of people to embrace.
It is. And I do have a team, a very specific team. And I've worked with them a long time. And the team, now that this book is over, is very interesting, is switched. I'm with a new team now.
There we go. Because you got to.
We did our job. You're going over here now. Okay.
Yes. And that's, again, a great reminder for all of us. It's with your businesses, you're going to go from the conception stage to the branding, the launching, the setting the business up, raising funds for it, testing it with new customers in the marketplace, how that's going to work. All those require different muscles, different team members, so to speak. And they're there. They're very much there to help you. Whatever your belief system is, you can call it whatever works for you. You're not alone. And it can be a stranger that comes walking by one day, or a blab that you happen to hop onto that you went, wow, that's great information. Just what you need, and always just in time. So you sat down and you started writing. And I mean, like I said earlier in the beginning, I met you 4.5 years ago, and you were just beginning to conceptualize it and allow it to flow through. You didn't push it. I really admired that, because as a driver, and a lot of us business owners can be drivers. We want to make it happen. We want to make it happen now. How did you, I mean, you see people writing ebooks in a weekend, that's wonderful, but this had more meaning for you. How is it that it took this time?
You have to know when to swim and when to float. And I would swim till my little arms were tired, and then I just have to stop and float. Step back. I mean, we have energy fields. We're all energy. Everything is energy. And I talk about energy a lot in the book. But there's unseen and seen energy everywhere. Why not use all of it? Why limit yourself to just what you can see? I really trust the unseen implicitly. And I have been steered the right way. I mean, I met my contributing author, Steve Tallamy, this way. And he came out from the UK and contributed his movie short in the back. Absolutely amazing section. It's in the back, and it's about Mother Nature and how she would feel and conceptualize these concepts.
Right. From that perspective, it's so wonderful. And can we just take a moment and say hello and give Steve some mwahs? Because I told him he lives in the UK, folks, and he had hoped to be with us today live, but he couldn't make it. So I promised we would go mwah, 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 across the pond to him.
Yes, he said there were other things in his movie happening today, so he would catch the replay.
That's great. So let's talk about some of these concepts, because, they're really so powerful. And I'm wondering how it is that you put them in this order, and how did you come up with 7? Again,
meditation said there's 7.
There we go. Tuning in and turning on, folks. It works.
7. I'm going with that. So I had to kind of dig around and figure out what these 7 were for me. And I am going to actually go to a little section in the book. I have to find it. I thought I had it. Okay. So just quickly to run through these little concepts that I've written. The first one is about conscious choice. And I think conscious choice is one of the most powerful things that you can do in your life. I originally had it as decision. And my friend Terrell Chappell, who's supposed to be here today, amazing man. Whoa. He said, you really need to research this. It needs to be conscious choice. And we went back and forth for a few weeks. And I started researching, and I said, okay, you're right. So I changed it to conscious choice. And the second is wisdom, because wisdom requires an open mind.
Uh-oh. How do we keep an open mind, Deb?
I don't know. Humans bond strongly with others who uphold their beliefs and concepts. But when you keep an open mind and you're willing to listen to another point of view, to another perception someone may have, or another aspect of what they feel or think, you might learn something. You just might learn something, and you might grow and expand your consciousness.
Yeah, because, folks, shift happens.
Yeah, and entire lifetimes are spent defending concepts of being right. Mm-hmm. Do we have to always be right? No, we do not.
I think the Course of Miracles always asks, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Of course, exactly. I'm known to say I want both. I want to be right and happy.
Yep. And being respectful of other people and their belief systems is something that's really important to me. It's part of kindness.
Yeah. I think that's great.
And the third concept is love, because it is the greatest power in all the universe and resides within each one of us and in the oneness of all.
And the self-love.
Oh,
I mean, so many people are, happy to love, but then they look in the mirror, they go, oh, you, I've had it with you.
yes. And love carries the highest vibrational frequency on the planet. Love. You are love. Look in your mirror and say, I love you to yourself each day. When you say, I am, and anything you say behind those words, that's okay. Your conscious, subconscious doesn't know. She's going, I am. Oh, okay, you are then. We'll make that happen for you.
Yeah.
Be careful what you, be very careful what you say. The fourth concept is purity, because it's a quality that can help free you, set you free from limitations, and enhance every area of your life. Your ability to absorb and reflect light gives you the opportunity to become a mirror displaying your shining brilliance. You are powerful, and by feeling the connection to your strength and power, you can defy weakness and powerlessness. And as we are like diamonds in the rough, and we need to polish ourselves up.
Yeah, and I like the P word because it's purity, but it also feels like it has a lot of power to it.
It does. Fifth concept is concentrated illumination, one of my very favorite, actually.
I don't know what that means. Like, before I read the book, I really didn't understand what it meant. Share, what does that actually mean with folks?
Concentrated illumination is concentrated energy infused with light. That would be you. That would be you and all of you, infused with light.
So, but what's the state of mind we can apply that to? So let's think about how we are in our daily life. How do we apply that?
Well, you use this beautiful concentrated energy, which you are, to determine the outcomes in your life. You can be light, you can be darkness, but why not choose the light? Because you are light, you are love. I always say, try some sunbathing while you're soaking up the light. Use your thought to create the life you want to live. Thought is an important element in concentrated illumination because you're illuminating the steps and the processes of your life. You're illuminating where you want to go next and what you want to accomplish in your life.
I think that's really a great part for intention as well, because as you put a spotlight, an illumination, and you concentrate on it, and a lot of times it's how you feel, folks. So, and for the business owners out there, I know how hard you're working on building either clients or customers, revenue, etc. But at the end of the day, you really need to illuminate, how does that feel? How does that connection feel? How does that service feel between you and your customers and clients and who you're serving? And really infuse it with this illumination. Okay, so then we have peace, baby.
Peace. Well, I was just going to add to that. We are all in the business of life.
Ooh,
life is business. We're all in the business of life. And we are entrepreneurial business owners in our own life.
Right.
So figure out what you want to do in your life. Work on your inner self, which expands your outer world. Live from the inside out versus the outside in. Okay, peace. Peace is active and magnetic. Peace is our action hero. I always believe peace is our action hero.
Why is that?
Well,
Why is that?
Choosing peace taps us directly into our inner power stations. It's like going to the gas station and getting gas out of the pump.
Mm-hmm.
Put the pump in, pull some peace out. It's concentrated activity again. That brings harmony and peace into every space it occupies. Peace is something that wants to express through us. It wants to express out into the world. And peace vibrates at a different energy than discord. So you get to choose what energy you want to attach to you and how you want to live.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think finding that inner peace in spite of circumstances, and it's so important that we all remember that circumstances do not need to change for us to have peace.
No, they don't. We choose it.
And especially during a time when there's a presidential election going on, or wars are going on, or we're seeing atrocities happen, we have to, with our love, with our light, with our compassion, still remember that it's a ripple effect, and let
Yes.
there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
We all, I think, at some point have wanted to go out and fix the world, and wow, I wish we could fix that. We could make it all better. And then I realized I have to make me better. I have to live my best life so those ripples can go out into the world. Unless I get myself straight, not to shit on myself.
That's right.
You get your stuff straight and you start functioning on a level that raises your energy. It raises the energy of everyone on this entire planet. They say if we sneeze here, it affects someone in Japan. I mean, everything we think, say, and do is powerful. It matters. You matter. Everything you do matters.
Yeah, I really believe that. Oh, I got to give you some props. Let's give Debra some props. That was a really good point. Everything we do matters. Okay, and then we have rhythm.
Rhythm. Well, I've put this together in the book to take the first 6 concepts and pull them together rhythmically. Everything in life is rhythm. Our heartbeat, our breath, the rhythm of the universe, Mother Nature, and the rhythm of her seasons, giving birth, breathing. Everything is rhythmic. Everything. We're rhythmic.
Wow.
And so I used rhythm to pull these concepts together. And I love this quote by Mark Twain. You cannot depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus.
Wow. What does that mean to you, Debra?
That means that I have the choice, and I can make the conscious choice through all these concepts in the book, to create the life I wish to live through my imagination, through my body, mind, and spirit, by imagining, visioning, seeing, feeling, and acting upon everything I wish to see on the movie screen of my life. Write your movie script out. Write it on a piece of paper for your next year. Visualize a blank movie screen and see it as clearly as you're watching a movie, because no one sees you. No one knows you're doing it. It's all you. It's all your power, your inner power, and it will manifest in the outer world if you stick to it, especially to one thing. I talk about sticking to one specific thing very closely. Start with finding a parking place if you need to. Start with saying everyone I see on the street is going to smile at me. Start with something small if you need to.
Yes.
I'm going to say I'm going to have $10 million in my bank account tomorrow. Your mind can't even wrap itself around that. It's like all these questions are going to come up. How's that going to happen? Start with something simple and work your way up. And also celebrate all of your accomplishments, no matter how small they are, no matter how little they may seem to you and insignificant. They're not. They lead you to the end result. And those little steps are the ones that really matter.
Yeah.
Make a difference in your life. And they are part of rhythm. They are the rhythm of connecting the whole, the end result.
Wow. Really great information. And again, entrepreneurs, this goes for your business as well as your whole life, envisioning how you want things to go, and be sure to, illuminate it with your feelings, because at the end of the day, it's not such a specific as much as how it feels and how it works out. Yes, you want to hit those numbers. And if numbers aren't happening for one product or service, you need to work on the marketing and branding and everything you need to do to increase those numbers. But see them happening to you. See the ideas coming to you. This is an idea economy right now. It's all about innovation. You have ideas in you. You just haven't tapped into them yet. And start practicing that muscle in yourself. And this is what you can do with Debra's book. It's just so fabulous. And what I love, Debra, is a couple of things. So at the end of each of her real concepts, you will find a wonderful, guide to help you think about these concepts, right, Debra? What are these called? Like, not quite homework assignments, but processes that you would get as if you were at an event. And
in the book, I have, it's interesting because I've written 7 treatments. So you've got the the concepts, the first concepts. You've got my storyboard. I have a storyboard for the reader to fill out on their daily mission, their daily concept. And each storyboard that I share of mine is my personal meditation, my 7 different ways that I approach my wonderful team. And then I've got movie treatments and a movie rewrite of each treatment according to the orientation of your choices that you make in your life. There's 2 different endings to each story. I've got a reel wrap, which Ande just, the reel wrap. That's kind of concentrates. But Ande was showing you that.
Yeah, that's right here. When you have this storyboard. Yeah, you've got your real concepts at the end that, you start going through, and you've got Steve's takeouts on each of the real concepts. That's her collaborator there. It's wonderful. And Eva in the comment section has said she's reading the book for the 2nd time.
Whoa. Oh, thank you, Eva.
So wonderful.
One quote that I love so much, and I think it's the only quote she ever wrote. It's in my book, Louise Smith. You can't reach for anything new if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk.
Ooh.
And my quote, a lot, I've kind of coined this. Now, everyone says now. Everyone has a different meaning for now. And mine is now equals your naturally occurring wonder. And it is in your hands.
Everybody, let's just think about that. NOW is
naturally occurring wonder.
Now that's a shift in perception on your day. And again,
be here now, because now is where you're creating your naturally occurring wonder everywhere.
Right. And this is why it's so important that I have these shows too that work on our heart and mindset. Tactics again are so important in running our businesses. Absolutely. I am as left brain as they come. Believe me, I am driven by the love of numbers and data. But at the same time, getting out of bed and having a great outcome is really just as important. And that's the brain. And just like going to the gym and building those muscles, or building the food intake and really knowing what you want to grab to feed your body well, it's the same thing how you feed your mind. Yeah. And the dark and the tough things that happen in life, they're there for contrast. And you can choose to focus on them, or you can say, wow, what is this illuminating? Because you absolutely need the shadow in order to have a better understanding of the light. Yes. And so, Debra, this is so wonderful. Now, what I love is how you take all of these concepts and you wrap them up into something that we're all very familiar with, especially if you watch the Oscars. They take you right through every part of making a movie, because that's what they're giving the awards on. And, you're the editor, you're the cinematographer, you're the creator, you're
the director, producer, you're the star.
You are the star of your movie.
One thing that's really important is it's your movie. There are people that are going to come into your movie and they're going to leave your movie. And it's okay to let them go. New people will come in and audition for the new parts. We don't vibrate to everyone's frequency through our entire life. And we don't learn, we don't grow if the same people are in our life constantly. We need to have these wonderful character actors, or whoever they are, these people coming into our lives that are enhancing our lives. They're challenging us.
Yes.
They're making us step outside the box and look at who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Right. And some of us may have been trained, choose something and stick with it. I know I certainly got that message growing up. Hey, sometimes that is not what you're here to do. You're here to learn from each event and grow with it.
You're left brain. I'm an exact opposite, complete right brain. And yet look at the balance, how well we get along. It's all about balance. The left and right hemispheres of the brain, and the clarity and the divine mind and the connection to the earth. And it's just this beautiful balance. And
remember Robert Clancy back in December when we had him on, maybe it was November, he talked about the middle of the brain. I thought that I never even thought about it. I was so caught up in my left and right. And he's like, oh no, you can have the middle, going right down to both, a little of both. But speaking of quotes, I loved what you learned and the level of integrity you went with in your book around quotes. And Folks who have ebooks out there, anybody's going to be an author, you have to know this about quotes, because I was clueless. And I see quotes thrown about in people's books all the time. But wait to hear what Debra found out.
Oh, it's not good. Took me 9 months to get permissions. And many of the things that I thought I could use, I couldn't. Some were very gracious. Others were not. And they wanted a lot of money, some of them, to use quotes. Dan Millman was absolutely phenomenal way of the peaceful warrior. He rephrased the quote for me. I called the lawyer for, my brain.
The Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz. I called the lawyer and the woman that runs it. And I said, can I use this quote? She said, read it to me. So I read the quote. And she goes, oh, that's just fine. Use it. It's fine. I'll send you permission. Just don't say red ruby slippers or we got you. I'm like, okay. So I found out so much of what I could and could not do. And it will rarely happen, I'm sure, that anyone would cause a problem, but I didn't want that landing in my lap. So I was very cautious.
And it's about being in integrity. And I just really wanted you to bring that up because I was totally clueless. But if you think about it, and again, business folks, someone takes your content and they use it in a for-profit format.
Right.
That's copyright infringement unless you get permission. It's the bottom line.
If anyone would have told me all that I would have had to go through for this book, I would never have even started it.
Oh, please.
There is no way. And it became an international bestseller in happiness and personal transformation, which I feel so blessed. But I self-published. I created Laguna International Press. I did it on my own because I felt it was important that I keep my content. I keep control of it. Mm-hmm. And
Deb, you're going to have to do a little ebook on your version of self-publishing. I really believe there could be a nice little, $1.99 on Amazon.
That hurts my brain. Just think my eye.
Well, there's so many theories on published, self-publishing, et cetera. But the most important thing is that when you do it, do it the best you can and do it with integrity. And remember, copyright is real and it's important. And anybody who blogs and anybody who is putting out content there, whether it's visual, graphic, right? Design work or
music,
written.
Poetry, music, tough.
Yeah.
I tried to use some lyrics from a movie from Marilyn Monroe. They wanted thousands of dollars for 14 words, not sentences, words. And I went round and round with them for months. And I said, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. Is that okay? He said, yeah, that's okay.
It's like Jimmy Fallon. Anytime the Roots play something that's, obviously licensed, he's like, oh boy, there goes a check for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So what one final thought would you like our viewers to take away with them today?
Step into your power because you own it. You are the power. We are not weak or powerless. And I think it's time we start commanding, and a lot of people are starting to talk about this and write about it, our divine mind, our connection to source, which is who we are and what we are. We're not separate from it. It is not outside of ourselves. We're just this massive, brilliant, divine being of love, wisdom, and power squished into this little human body. And we've kind of forgotten who we are. And as we start to remember who we are and take our power back, we need to start commanding that power and directing it. As in a movie, you're the director. And I think it's really important to stand in your power.
You just said that in a very powerful way. I'm sure people listening are going, yeah. Start directing it. I start commanding it. And, not in a way that we've seen a lot of evidence of recently, in a way that...
do I deserve? I don't. No, you take your power back and you start commanding and demanding in a kind and loving, peaceful way what you want in your life. And you don't take no for an answer.
right? Because when you choose yourself first, folks, and focus on bringing your own happiness and your own peace and illumination and purity and wisdom, you will then be able to, be an example for others who are doing that, but also it will have an effect on everyone around you. So often we're focused on making everybody else around us happy. And
you'll be the star of your own hit movie that everyone wants to see.
Yay!
Bring your popcorn. Everyone brings their popcorn. You enjoy your other people's movies. I think of them as all little independent movies in the collective movie of the whole. And our movies make a difference in the collective movie.
Beautiful. What do you see as possibilities on your horizon right now?
I see turning my book into a workbook.
Awesome.
The little treatments, the movie treatments, could actually be made into a little movie vignette. Could be made into a movie. It's pretty fascinating. I'd like to do more speaking and consultations with people on an individual basis. And who knows, I have another book to write. I've already got the title for that. I bought the URL 2 years ago when it came through in meditation, just as clearly as this name did. And it's just awesome. Oh, the name of this book, and I can't share it, but I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that. And I know you've mentioned a lot that meditation, and I believe you usually say no matter how long, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you want to, go do Kundalini yoga and meditate for an hour. Fine.
Walk on the beach, go surf. If you want to meditate, and like Steve Talamy, he meditates in nature, connects with nature. And, whatever you want to do, whatever takes you, music, whatever takes you into that sacred space that you hold.
Right.
In your heart, that's where you're going to get your answers. It doesn't have to be sitting in a yoga position. It's nice to sit still, but it's not for everybody. Prayer, whatever you do, whatever.
Yeah, and the daily practice of it. For me, it's morning pages, Debra. I just really feel it's the best way for me to connect. Tell everybody where they can find you, social media, where they can buy your book.
Well, you can buy my book at www.debraoakland.com. Click on book. It'll take you straight to Amazon. And you can order my book in any bookstore in the country, anywhere it can be ordered, Barnes & Noble, wherever you want to order it.
Yay.
And you can find me on social media under Debra Oakland everywhere.
It's so easy.
I was honored to be in Linda Joy's Aspire magazine this month, listed as for March, one of the top 10 inspirational books for March. Thank you, Linda. That was excellent. And I'm blogging on her Aspire mag as well.
That's great.
And doing a lot of radio shows, and everything's, if you go to my website, I have everything I do is under Debra Oakland, and there's radio.
Wonderful. Well, I encourage everybody to hop onto debraoakland.com. Definitely grab yourself
newsletter. Sign up for my newsletter.
Amazing newsletter. Every month. Phenomenal. It's the best thing I share with everybody.
Get a free ebook with it. Just go to my website and fill out your information.
Yay. Okay, folks, this is when I hit the stop record. So I just want to say thank you, Debra Oakland, and for joining me today, and also for living in courage the way you do and how you model it. And thank you for writing this extraordinary book that's helping so many people shift their perception and create a movie that they wake up to every day and go, yeah, this is a great movie.
It's my honor. My honor.
Thank you.
And I love you. And all of you that have joined us today, thank you for being here.
Oh, curation of cool, fabulosity. So happy to see you here.
So many, Nicole, two Nicoles, Nicole Levesque, Nicole Kenny, everybody. And what's so great is so many people are buying multiple books to give to their friends or people that need.
I absolutely did.
Thank you for that.
So, folks, thank you for tuning in. Those of you who are here live, I'm going to hit end record. Come on in and grab a seat and chat with us for a while, okay? Talk about your movie. I want to hear about it. I know Deb wants to hear about it too. And then for those of you watching the replay, feel free to reach out to us anytime. And if you've got questions for Debra about the movie of your life, ping her everywhere she glows. And please know that I'm here cheering all you business owners on. Woo! I am in awe and wonder of your courage to go out into the world, expose yourself to your amazing entrepreneurial adventures, and bringing your extraordinary gifts to the world. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time, Ande Lyons here, wishing you a delicious day. Bye.